Hello there and welcome back, and here we are on the German hardcore. It's hard going. We're on a defensive mission and we're looking to do as best we can with what little we've got, basically. So it's a 2-star difficulty with research available. And we're at the airfield map, which is very open. So generally my tactic on these defensive missions has been to just defend one area, because you can actually do that. You don't need to defend all three necessarily. I have got large defences, but they don't have really a lot of equipment. They've got a lot of Panzerschrecks and machine guns, and a lot of men, obviously, who can inflict damage on the enemy. But as mentioned, I'm aiming to just defend this, well, the one on the corner, which I'm about to point to now. So there, I want to defend this area only. So I've dispatched the troops onto the field, and I'm looking to move them across to the lowest point there. As you can see, I'm putting the mines out. So that one thing I've started doing is to pause it as I choose the various AT miners, because what basically it gives you more time to decide where to put the mines, etc., without the clock running down and then the enemy overrunning you before you've had a chance to put all your mines out, etc. Yeah, so my idea is basically just to mine in front of the area that we're going to defend, and to put all of the tank crews, all 5 tank crews, don't ask me why, but my idea was that if we had lots of looting to do afterwards, we could have a lot of tank crew, and they're cheap as well. So yeah, tank crew galore, tank crew city, and just put them into really far back defensive areas where they can't get hopefully destroyed by the enemy. More mine laying, as I mentioned, in front of the defensive location, so that the enemy hopefully will run over that, because obviously they're going to be wanting to come into all three locations. Lots of lovely mines everywhere. I don't think that was a good idea. I'm learning a lot about this game actually. There's a lot of layers to it, and there's a lot of ways to play it as well. I mean, you can focus on infantry, artillery, tanks. Again, you probably can only focus on one due to the amount of research points you get to really get far down that research tree. But it's a mixture of stealth, power, I guess, yeah, sorry, a mixture of stealth, power. Direct control is a big part of this game as well, and micromanaging. Depends which way you want to go. I mean, you can go brute force and ignorance with the heavy guns, or you can go finesse, micromanagement with the infantry. Yeah, so here I'm putting the foxholes out, and I'm using the K technique to split the group up after they've laid out all their foxholes. I'm in two minds whether this is actually good to even put infantry out on these defensive missions, because I suppose the only thing they really defend against, other than of course your your AT guys, the only thing they're defending against really is infantry, but the enemy tend to throw heavy tanks at you and chew up all that infantry. So range is a big thing in this game as well, making sure you've got the right range available to hit the infantry, to hit the enemy where is effective. So getting your ranges right. You don't want to be rushing in, you don't want to be too far back. You want to be in the sweet spot where you can be at maximum effect. Cunning, tactics, as I mentioned, stealth, scouting. You see, this is a very open area. So my idea for this one would be to have heavy guns sat back and have my artillery guns dotted around, picking them up as they advance towards me. So we're pretty much laid out now with all the men and guns and everything else. All our 3 or 4 phases have been distributed on the map. I'm just pulling back the AT miners to make sure they don't get destroyed and left outstanding on their own in the middle of the field. We've got some nice trenching here that we can put them in, and nice bits and pieces of defence around where we can drop the AT miners. The first enemy have started appearing and they're attacking the AI defenders. I'm not too concerned at this stage. In hindsight, on this map, what would have been good would have been AP anti-personnel miners as well. So anti-personnel and anti-tank mines will do a good job for you if laid in the right places. So I have my Vespi sitting back behind, ready to annihilate anything, hopefully. I'm looking at the range of the Vespi now to see how far out they can actually shoot. They can cover that second, they can cover this defensive location quite easily. And they can reach that second defensive location, well, almost. I'm not too bothered about that because what I'm focusing on is defending this third location. And as you can see, we've already built up 422 lead on the enemy at the top centre of the screen. Yeah, so now the enemy are starting to close in. They're pushing through the other two locations. They may be taking a few losses from Panzerschreck, etc. and anti-tank grenades. At the moment we're holding the line, we're holding steady, holding fast. This actually was a winnable battle for me. Did I win it? We will see. Now the enemy are starting to filter down the filter through towards me. The first sort of contact on this area, if you like, has appeared. I'm using a Vespi to try and pick it off. The problem with the Vespies, they're not completely accurate. They're more of a field gun to lay down a barrage, unless you're directly pointing at a vehicle. And we are lacking in tanks quite heavily as well. So we have that heavily mined area up front. And in hindsight, I probably put it a little bit over to the right too much, but I didn't know they were going to come necessarily down that way. So you can see they pushed in some infantry and we're quite happily knocking them out. Quite happily taking them all out with our machine guns and defences. So at this stage we're happily holding the line. And we're thinning, it looks like we're thinning the enemy down quite a lot. The Vespies are still doing a great job. And we're still holding the line at this point, still holding on. We're up to 707 now on the counter at the top. And those that tank there is starting to approach the minefield. So now it's a case of take aim with the big guns and see if we can hit anything. And you can see they're getting close, and with each shot that splash indicator or that arc of accuracy gets smaller as long as you keep it in the same place. Now we've got 3 tanks lining up for us. It's probably these 3 tanks that are taking a lot of my attention at the moment. To the right you can see a group of infantry attacking. And then down the centre another group of infantry attacking. They are getting thinned down by the artillery and other bits and pieces. So at this point I'm thinking, yeah, we're holding the line well. It looks like we could win it. We're up to 760. 770 now in terms of counter. And we take out one tank, so all positive, all looking good. There is a tank to the left, right down by our defensive lines. I should have seen that earlier really, I should have focused more on that. But at the moment my attention is taken by these three things coming down the middle here. And we hit another. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. The ammo crates next to the Vespies, the big guns, so in theory we shouldn't be lacking in any kind of ammunition. Very close. All these shots are very, very close, but no cigar, unfortunately. Very close, but no cigar at this point. And this is quite a beast of a tank, actually, that's coming at me. We hit what looks like a direct hit on it. And I think we kill one of the crew. Now they're approaching the minefield. I haven't made it to the minefield at this point, but that tank bottom left is actually doing more damage than I realise, and I'm not really focusing on it, I would say. They're now approaching our line, and you can see that most of our infantry are decimated at this point, that were protecting the area, probably due to the tanks taking them apart. And now they've got infantry pushing up as well. Again, my focus is too much on the tanks up front here with the Vespies. At this point we're still in charge of the victory location, but now they've just started to cross in to it with infantry. They're starting to dig in around the edge of the location. And we finally take the tank out. I believe. No, it's still moving. Even with a direct hit, it's still moving, that tank. So it's quite a beast of a tank. I have got some AT on the right hand side of the map, but I believe we finally take it out. No, it's still moving actually. Still moving, even after another direct hit. And even though the accuracy is very high now, with that semicircle has closed right in on the tank, it's still not hitting directly until then, and even after another direct hit, finally they jump out the tank, so that tank has finally been disabled. And we put one more in it just for good luck, and it misses. Now we've got infantry rushing the point, And you can see there was not much enemy equipment left or anything. It was virtually ours to win, this was. It was virtually ours to win. Now my attention finally focuses on the tank to the left that has dwindled its way into our lines and destroyed everything behind us. I then try to shoot it and end up killing a load of tank crew. It's very, very stupid. And again, while my focus is taken on that, they are slowly capping the point. With that tank, I believe it is. Just that one little tank is capping the point. By sitting right on the edge of the area. If I had a couple of infantry behind there, and you can see that I lose. And I was so close to winning that. It's so disappointing. So disappointing. I have to accept the defeat like a man. And I get 1 research, 200 ammo and 500 coin. Which is a very bad haul, unfortunately. And it's not going to bode well for the next mission. Yeah, so I'm left with a resupply is 740 for everything. I've got loads of ammo, 5,000, but I've hardly got any coin, no dollars, and hope running thin as well for this campaign. I will fight it right to the end until I've absolutely got nothing left to fight with, until it just becomes ridiculous to even try. But that could have been a winnable scenario, and I just didn't focus. So there's another learning. Focus on all threats and let the AI do some of the work. But as you can see, pretty thin on the ground now, but we've still got a reasonable amount of things left to do another battle. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless and goodbye.